In this video, we are going to be talking about adding and subtracting decimals in word problems. There's only one little trick to adding and subtracting decimals. Here we have a word problem, and here we have the topic. So children, please write adding and subtracting decimals on your page and put a thinking cloud over it, or circle it, because that's the topic we're talking about. The word problem is Jerry bought 6 95/100 pounds of cherry and lime jelly beans for Halloween. Whoa, I'm going to go to his house. If 75 thousandths pounds were cherry flavor, how many pounds were lime flavor? Okay, I'm going to read the problem one more time, so just to make sure that I can really understand what the problem is asking. Jerry bought 6 95/100 pounds of cherry and lime jelly beans for Halloween. If 75/100 pounds were cherry flavor, how many pounds were lime flavor? A lot of the times, children, when you read the problem twice, you understand it better. It's just like reading a book or watching a TV program or watching a movie. Usually the second time you view it or read it or even listen to a song on the radio, you can understand it better. You might pick up on details that you did not notice the first time reading the problem, so it's important to read it twice. So we're visualizing this problem. I can see all of you thinking about the cherry and lime jelly beans in your brain. Are you thinking about them?
Yes.
I wonder if they're tasty. So we know that Jerry bought a total of 695 pounds of cherry and lime jelly beans. So that was his total amount that he purchased. And we know that 75 pounds were cherry flavor. But children, we're trying to figure out how many pounds of lime flavor did he purchase. So I'd like to make a number sentence out of the words to help me solve. I know my total, my result of purchasing the jelly beans was 6 95/100 pounds. I know the cherry was 75 thousandths pounds. Can anyone predict what operation we would use to figure out the answer to this word problem? Francisco?
Subtract?
I'm not sure if subtract would work, because remember he had some cherry, some lime, but his total amount of jelly beans was this value. Add, sure. And we don't know how many lime jelly beans we had. That's our big question. That's what we're trying to solve for. So since this is our total, children, I am going to subtract 75 thousandths from 6 95/100 to find how many lime jelly beans that Jerry purchased. So this is the big trick with decimal points. Your whole life you've been taught to line up the digits, then solve. But for adding and subtracting decimals, you must line up the decimal points and then solve. So 6 95/100, and I'm going to write the cherry flavor amount directly under it, so I could solve. Notice my little decimal points are lined up. And we had 75 thousandths that were our cherry flavor. I notice there's no digit here. If there is no digit there, what number would that represent? Marianne?
0.
Perfect. So I'm going to put my little imaginary 0 there just to hold that place value and so that I don't get confused when it comes to subtracting. Cool? Now we have our decimal points lined up, children, and in the answer, that's exactly where you put your decimal point as well. So as you're trying to find the difference between 6 and 95 hundredths and 75 thousandths, simply put your decimal point right in line with the ones listed above it. We're going to go ahead and solve. You ready? I can't take 5 from 0, so I'm going to borrow from the 4. I'm going to take that 1 from the 5 and place it next to the 0, which now becomes a 10. 10 minus 5?
5.
Ooh, I'm scared because I can't take 7 from 4, so we're going to have to borrow again. Borrow from that 9, make it an 8. The 1 you took away from that 9, we're going to put it in the tens place value with the 4. 14 from 7 is 7. 8 from 0 is 8. And 6 from nothing is 6. Excellent. The only step you have to remember with adding and subtracting decimals is to line up the decimal points. So, over here, please put a star and write line up decimal point and solve. And children, if you could put a star next to this statement, maybe a big old thinking cloud. I like to put a heart, a smiley face, because this is the important step you have to be able to understand to solve word problems with adding and subtracting decimals. So, now we can go ahead and replace the word lime with our actual difference. So I'm going to erase the word lime. Or you can put a line through the lime. Get it? Lime. In fact, I really like that, so I'm going to do it myself. Put a line through the lime. Get it? Cut the lime in half.
I'll get him.
Zenny slapper. And we're going to plug in our difference, our answer. So 6 and 875 thousandths plus 75 hundredths equals 6 and 95 hundredths pounds. So our answer, the amount of pounds that Jerry bought for Halloween in the lime flavored jelly beans is 6 and 875 thousandths. Now, what we're going to do is go ahead and add those together, and we'll see if we get the correct answer. So now we're double checking our work. So let me go ahead and use a different color. So 6 and 875 thousandths plus 75 thousandths. So we're checking to see if this number sentence is true. 5 plus 5, 10, 1.
13.
Oop, there's my decimal points. Always make sure you line up those decimal points when you're adding or subtracting. 9.
6.
6 and 950 thousandths. You might be thinking we got it wrong.
But we didn't.
But there is no digit there, but the digit that represents nothing is 0. So these are actually equivalent, and our work is correct. Let's do some more together now.